Hello and welcome back to WePC. Now this is the first in a mini-series of tips and tricks for Call of Duty's new Warzone game mode. This doesn't just mean Warzone, these tips are also going to be for the new Plunder game mode, or as it's now known as, Blood Money. So I'm going to go straight into a new class loadout and start setting it up for you. As the title suggests, this is pretty much a hybrid between the best rushing and the best long range class. I am a big advocate for always having a sniper as your secondary and having an assault rifle or a submachine gun as your primary. So for this class, our primary weapon is going to be the P90. This is an incredible overall gun, and even though it is a submachine gun, it can be used at long range and short range. Now, being a submachine gun, this performs extremely well in close quarter scenarios. However, it also really does well in long range scenarios. The specific attachments that I'm going to put on this gun will allow you to have very minimal recoil, so that even if you are in a long range engagement and don't want to switch to your sniper, you can still use this gun, and to be honest, it's pretty much a laser beam. The high rate of fire combined with the low recoil makes this a very good weapon. So if we go straight into the gunsmith, the first thing we're going to attach is a muzzle. We're going to go with the monolith suppressor for the sound suppression and the damage range increase. For the barrel, we're going to go and get the forged tack retribution, which gives you damage range, bullet velocity and recoil control. For the laser, we're going to pick the tack laser just to get some more aim down sight speed, as the other two attachments do diminish that. It's also very good for hip firing if you are in a close quarter scenario and you don't have time to aim down the sights. We're not actually going to use an optic on the P90, as the iron sights on this weapon are actually very good. So moving on to the stock, we're going to pick the fly strap. This gives us a great sprint to fire speed as well as aim walking movement speed. This is very good in close quarter scenarios when you're running and need to get your gun up as soon as possible, as well as being able to move at that increased movement speed whilst doing so. Now, we're not going to put an underbarrel on, as it sacrifices way too much aim down sight speed, so we go to the rear grip and we're going to put the stipple grip tape. This once again gives us an aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed increase, and with all of these attachments on, you're going to have a death machine. Pick your favorite camo and that's your first weapon done. We are going to put overkill on so that we can use a sniper in our secondary, but we'll get to the perks, lethals and tacticals later. On the secondary weapon, we're going to go to the sniper rifle and pick the HDR. I've trialed both AX50 and the HDR, and I have found that the HDR outclasses the AX50 in almost every scenario. Visiting the muzzle first, we are going to use the monolith suppressor. And for the barrel, we're going to pick the 26.9-inch HDR Pro for that damage range increase as well as bullet velocity and recoil control. For optics, it's very obvious that we are going to put on the thermal sniper scope. If you are not using a thermal scope on Warzone, then you are seriously missing out. If you are in a one-on-one sniper encounter versus someone who is using a thermal scope and you're not using cold-blooded, you are 9 times out of 10 going to lose. Therefore, we're going to put the thermal sniper scope on. For the stock, we are going to pick the F-Tac Champion for that aiming stability and the aim walk steadiness. I personally like to move a lot when I'm using the sniper. If I'm tracking someone, I want to be able to move and move left to right without having to sacrifice any speed. Therefore, this is the best attachment for me. For the ammunition, we're going to pick the 9-round mags, as getting those extra shots in can be the difference between a kill and simply downing someone and them getting away. And that is the HDR. Go ahead once again and pick your favorite camo and you're ready with your gun. Moving on to perks, lethal and tactical. For the perks, we are going to use cold-blooded in our first slot. As previously mentioned, if you use cold-blooded, thermal scopes cannot see you. Instead of you being a white beam of light, which will be able to be seen for hundreds and hundreds of meters, you will now be a regular blended in object with the background. They can still see you, but it is 10 times harder to try and kill someone in a thermal scope than it is with a regular scope when someone is using cold-blooded. For our secondary, we are going to use overkill so that we can use a primary and a sniper as previously mentioned, and for our third, we are going to pick Tracker. This does require you to be level 55, however, it is a game changer. When you use Tracker and an enemy runs near you, you will see red painted footsteps from their previous location and can tell you where they are hiding. I can't tell you how many times this has got me so many kills in Warzone due to people hiding in corners but me knowing where they are due to this perk. For the lethal, I'm going to use C4s. You might be wondering why when there's a whole other bunch of lethals that you could use, but C4s are extremely powerful in Warzone. There has been so many scenarios where I am the final person alive out of my team and someone tries to run me over with a truck or even drop on me with a helicopter. One simple C4 can blow up the entire thing, getting you 3 kills instantly. Not only is this very amazing and great to boast about, it is also very effective. Warzone is a very difficult game mode to master, and it's especially hard if you're playing solo. If you're playing solo on the game mode where there is 3 players, then when people rush you in buildings, it can be very difficult to confirm all 3 kills. Most of the time and you won't be able to do so. However, if you throw a C4 around the corner and blow it up, you will break all 3 of their shields and you can mow them down with ease. So not only is this really effective for destroying vehicles, it's also really effective for clearing out buildings. It's also very effective if there are claymores around doors that you can't peek. You can just throw a C4 around the corner, blow it up, and you're ready to invade that building. For tactical, I'm going to go ahead and put heartbeat sensor on. Ever since I started using a heartbeat sensor, my gameplay has changed drastically. If you don't know what a heartbeat sensor is, it is essentially a mini iPad that pings where enemies are when they are near you. This is a game changer. The only way an enemy cannot show up on this is if they are using the perk Ghost. But because it is in the same category as Overkill, very few people do so. That means if enemies are approaching you, all you have to do is tap L1 and you will see which direction and which floor they are coming from. This is absolutely incredible to use on Warzone. There has been so many times when I'm the last person alive in a building and I see 3 people approach me from the rear, and I can simply turn around, throw a C4, break their shield and mow them down and get that all impressive triple kill. So that is my hybrid class of close quarters and long range. Please do go ahead and give this class a tryout and leave a comment in the comment section if you do try it out and give me your thoughts and opinions. I'll finish this video off with some gameplay of this in action, and we do hope you enjoyed the video. If you found it useful, guys, we would love if you could leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you in the next video. Enjoy the gameplay, guys.